Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Futures. We have some big news today from the latest jobs report, straight from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And it's not looking great. This October's numbers mark the worst report in 4 years. Today, we're breaking it all down: what happened, why, and what it means for you and the economy. The economy added just 12,000 jobs in October. That's way below expectations and a sharp decline from the 254,000 jobs added in September. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, this report might be impacted by factors like the recent hurricanes and the Boeing strike. But even with those in mind, this 12,000 figure is a surprise and not a good one. While the unemployment rate remains steady at 4.1%, we're seeing some concerning trends in hiring and layoffs, which I'll get into in a moment. Now here's something that probably won't surprise you, but it's still important to know. The BLS just revised its job creation estimates for August and September, revealing they overestimated job growth by 112,000 jobs over those 2 months. That's a huge revision. If you've been following these reports, it's a reminder that the initial numbers can sometimes be off. The takeaway? Don't put too much weight on any one month. These reports can change. Let's look at where the job gains and losses happened this month. The report shows that the most significant job gains came from healthcare and government jobs. Meanwhile, we saw losses in key industries like manufacturing, leisure and hospitality, retail, and transportation and warehousing. This shift could signal some trouble for sectors that were strong drivers of job growth before. If we're seeing layoffs and slower hiring here, it's a sign the economy might be cooling more broadly. Alongside the jobs report, we also got some fresh data from the JOLTS report, which tracks job openings and labor turnover. One of the most significant trends? Layoffs are increasing. Now, here's where it gets tricky. If you look at hiring trends, there's a slight increase in hiring over the past 3 months, but overall, we're on a downward trend. This conflicting data is why you might see headlines and politicians saying the labor market is strong. Yes, technically hiring increased recently, but it's still part of a longer downward trend. One more critical data point: the number of people quitting their jobs has been dropping over the past 3 years. Typically, quits are a good sign. It shows people feel confident they can find new, better jobs. But with fewer people quitting, we're seeing that the job market is becoming tougher. This is what's known as an employer's market, meaning it's harder to find well-paying opportunities. My advice? If you're considering leaving your job, make sure you have another position lined up first. This morning, the White House released a statement highlighting America's strong economy and low unemployment rates, claiming it's the best in 50 years. Now, let's think this through logically. If the economy and labor market are as strong as they say, why is the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates? It's worth questioning the narrative we're being told. There's a disconnect here between the data and the narrative. Speaking of interest rates, let's talk about what this jobs report means for the Fed's next move. Right now, the market is betting heavily on another interest rate cut when the Federal Reserve meets next Thursday, November 7. Before the report, there was a 98.4% chance of a rate cut. After the report, that number barely moved, now at 98.1%. For December, the probability of another cut increased from 74.1% to 81.6%. So, what's going on here? With the weak jobs report, there's more pressure on the Fed to cut rates and stimulate the economy. That's why the odds for another cut in December just went up. If the jobs report was so bad, why did the stock market open higher? It's actually pretty straightforward. A weak jobs report increases the likelihood of more interest rate cuts, and the stock market loves lower rates because it makes borrowing cheaper and encourages investment. So, while the labor market may be struggling, That actually gives more reason for the Fed to act, which in turn boosts the stock market. So, to wrap things up, this jobs report has revealed some real weaknesses in the labor market. With low job growth, sector declines, and climbing layoffs, we're seeing signs of economic stress. But remember, one report doesn't tell the whole story. Next month's data will be crucial to see if this is a trend or just a blip. What are your thoughts on the Fed's next move? Do you think interest rate cuts are the answer? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more financial updates, and stay tuned for our next analysis here on Financial Futures. Thanks so much for watching.